Namaste everyone. I hope everyone is doing great despite of this pandemic. You must be living happy and healthy life. Today we are going to discuss about a poem in literature section of grade 11's compulsory English, that is Corona Says, and this lesson is included in unit 2 of this textbook. Corona or COVID-19, as we all know, this is a pandemic which has spread throughout the world. Millions of people throughout the world are affected by this pandemic. As I just Google the data of this corona, I have found like this. See, this data, as I am making this video, confirmed cases are here and confirmed deaths are almost 50 lakhs throughout the world. This is the present scenario of corona throughout the world. And this poem, Corona Says, by Vishnu S is very reliable with the time. Here the poet has clearly mentioned the reasons of corona, why it is caused, and after reading this we can even make our decisions that what we should do, what we can do, or what humankind in the world can do to stop this, and what are those behaviors which causes this pandemic in this world, taking the life of millions of people. Before starting, we need to know the difference between pandemic and epidemic. Okay, epidemic प्रकोप, pandemic महामारी in Nepali. Here is one definition. Please let's go through this definition. Here you can see an epidemic is a widespread disease that affects many people in a population, whereas pandemic is a disease that affects a wide geographical area and a large proportion of the population. See, epidemic एउटा धेरै मान्छेमा देखिने रोग हो, तर पेन्डेमिक चाहिँ यस्तो रोग हो जसले धेरै मान्छे मात्र हैन कि धेरै जियोग्राफिकल एरिया, ठुलो एरियालाई नै यसले असर गर्छ. Obviously ठुलो एरियालाई असर गरेपछि more people will be victimized. Coronavirus is considered as one of the unforgettable threats of 21st century. This disease has snatched the lives of people at a very high level. People in the world are panic-stricken and living their life in mental fear, mental torture. Every pandemic is a type of epidemic. The only difference is that pandemic spreads at a higher geographical area. A large portion of population is affected. The deadliest pandemic in the world history was the Black Death, which had spread in 1346 to 1353. It was responsible for the death of about 1/3 of the world's population. It is spread throughout Europe quickly. That was the pandemic during the time of 1346 to 1353, the Black Death. And after that, we are experiencing this coronavirus at this present age or in this 21st century. As we all know, as we all have experienced, that our academic session also started in between this pandemic. So our curriculum center thought to keep this poem in our text. Let's start our lesson for today. Here, before reading, answer these questions is there. What is pandemic? Describe a pandemic that you have heard about in the history. We have just discussed about it. Is coronavirus a pandemic? How? हैन, कोरोना भाइरसलाई महामारी भन्न सकिन्छ? किन? Yeah, we have just discussed about the definition. You can give your logic here. Do you think that human behavior is responsible for the pandemic? Before starting the lesson, here is one question. Open-ended question, we can say. You can give your view. If you think our activities, our human activities are responsible for this coronavirus, you can give that logic. If you believe, if you think our behaviors are not responsible, then give your logic. Before starting the poem, let's start with the introduction of the poet Vishnu S, who was born in 1951 and he is still alive. He was educated in India, Nepal and UK. He is from Nepal, so he was educated in 3 different countries of the world. He taught English at Tribhuvan University for 3 decades and retired as Professor of English Language Education. Rai writes both in English and Nepali. He has written stories, martyrs and other stories in English, play, realities in English, travelogue, No Dana Pari in Nepali, and a novel Paheli in Nepali. But above all, he is a poet, and he has published Sudama, a semi-epic in Nepali, Jivan, a collection of poems in Nepali, Bhagabond Verses, a collection of poems in English, and Tritiya Ki Jun, a collection of songs and ghazals in Nepali. And this English poem, his English poems are taught in Nepal and abroad, just like we are reading his poem here. Rai is known as poet of human emotions. Let's read about the poem, what is given here in the introduction section. The poem Corona says, written on the theme of the present world crisis Corona and its devastating impact on human life, is a subtle satire on man's conduct and attitude. It views COVID-19 as byproduct of man's treatment to nature. That means this poem has blamed our activities, our human activities, for the main factor causing this pandemic. So what is there? Let's read line by line. Reading. Stop crying. Here it is. Oh man, stop cursing me and listen. I didn't come here of my own free will. Here, the disease corona, the pandemic corona itself is the speaker. Corona is speaking with us. How it starts doing conversation with us. Stop crying. It is asking us not to cry. Oh man, means it's calling every individual in the world. Stop cursing me and listen. Corona is asking or requesting us not to curse it for any kinds of effects or impacts it has caused to us. And listen, and it is requesting us to listen to him carefully. I didn't come here of my own free will. He is saying that he is not here because of his will. कसरी भन्छ त कोरोनाले? कोरोना हामीसँग गफ गरिरहेछ, भनिरहेछ, स्टप क्राइङ, रुन बन्द गर, ए मान्छे हो, बन्द गर मलाई सराप्न, अनि सुन, ध्यान दिएर सुन. म आई डिडन्ट कम हियर अफ माई वान फ्री विल, म आफ्नो स्वेच्छाले यहाँ आएको होइन भन्दैछ कोरोनाले. आई वाज इन्भाइटेड, बिलिभ मी, आई ह्याड नो चोइस बट टु भिजिट यु. मलाई त यहाँ बोलाइएको हो. आई वाज इन्भाइटेड, म आफै आएको होइन. बिलिभ मी, मलाई विश्वास गर. आई ह्याड नो चोइस बट टु भिजिट यु. मलाई बोलाइसकेपछि मसँग अरू विकल्प नै भएन, त्यसैले म आउनै पर्ने भयो तिमीहरूसँग. कोरोना इज सेइङ. हाउ मेनी लाइव्स वेयर लस्ट बिकज अफ मी. मेरो कारणले कति जीवनहरू चाहिँ नाश भयो होला, कति जीवनहरू चाहिँ वेस्ट गयो होला, अरे कति मान्छे मर्यो होला. यु काउन्ट, तिमी गन मान्छे. बट यहाँ छ है स्ट्रङ कुरो. बट have you ever counted how many have died so far because of you and your words? Now Corona is asking, मैले मेरो कारणले कति मान्छे मरे भनेर तिमी काउन्ट गरिरहेछौ, तर तिम्रो कारणले, तिमीले गर्दा संसारमा विभिन्न खाले युद्धहरू भए हैन, त्यो युद्धका कारण कति मान्छे मरे. तिम्रो नराम्रो व्यवहारको कारण, वातावरण प्रदूषण गरेर हैन, प्राकृतिक प्रकोप निम्त्याएर कति मान्छे मरे. कहिल्यै तिमीले हिसाब गरेछौ? अहिले मैले मान्छे मारेको चाहिँ तिमी 1 2 3 भनेर गनिराखेको छौ. You call yourself the crown of creation. We believe human beings are the superior creation in this earth. हैन, तिमी आफैले आफैलाई यो पृथ्वीको सबैभन्दा उच्च कोटिको प्राणी सम्झन्छौ. What about the others? तिमीलाई के लाग्छ यो पृथ्वीमा भएका अरू कुराहरू चाहिँ के होला नि त? तिमी मात्रै सुपेरियर? Those who fly in the sky, ती आकाशमा उड्ने मानव चराहरू. Those who lives in the ocean, ती पानीमा समुद्रमा बस्ने aquatic animalsहरू. Those who crawl on the earth, like the reptiles we say, हैन, ती प्राणीहरू जो पृथ्वीमा घस्रेर हिँड्छन्, तिनीहरू चाहिँ के त? तिमी आफूले आफूलाई मात्र सुपेरियर सम्झिने, आफूलाई जे मन लाग्छ त्यही गर्ने, अनि तिम्रो कारणले अरूलाई असर पुग्दा मतलब नगर्ने. And those, the source of your oxygen, अनि त्यो रुख बिरुवा, बोट बिरुवाको बारेमा कहिले सोचेका छौ जसले तिमीलाई अक्सिजन दिन्छ? Those are the source of the oxygen that we breathe. You think they all are your slaves who you can sell or kill at your will. अनि के सोच्छौ तिमी? ती आकाशमा उड्ने, समुद्रमा बस्ने, जमिनमा घिस्रेर हिँड्ने, अनि ती रुख बोट बिरुवा, ती सबलाई तिमीले आफ्नो स्लेभ सम्झन्छौ, दास सम्झन्छौ, र तिमी सोच्छौ यी प्राणीलाई, यी वस्तुलाई कुनै पनि बेला किनबेच गर्न र तिनीहरूको प्राण लिन पनि तिमी सक्छौ. You think like that. You think everything as the normal creatures to whom you are ruling. कसले भन्दैछ? कोरोनाले हामीलाई सिकाउँदैछ, हाम्रा हामीले के गरेका छौँ अहिलेसम्म भन्ने कुरो हामीलाई प्रश्न पारिरहेछ। अब के भन्छ कोरोना? डोन्ट ब्लेम मी, मलाई दोष नलगाऊ। I just wanted to show you how clean the blue sky looks without the dust and smoke. मैले त चाहेको थिएँ कि धुवाँ धुलो बिनाको आकाश कति राम्रो देखिन्छ। थाहा छ नि, जब कोरोना सुरु भयो, संसारका विभिन्न ठाउँमा लकडाउनहरू भए, लकडाउनको बेला गाडीहरू कम कुदे। सुरुमा त कोरोना आउने बित्तिकै त ठप्प नै भए। त्यतिखेर वातावरण कति सफा थियो, हाम्रो आकाश कति सफा देखिन्थ्यो, न तुवालो, न धुवाँ, न धुलो, without dust and smoke. I wanted you to realize how caged animals feel in zoo. हैन, तिमीलाई म रियलाइज गराउन चाहन्छु, जूमा बन्द गरिएका एनिमलहरू मनोरञ्जन लिन्छौ। यु इन्जोय द एनिमल्स which are kept or caged in the zoo. यो लकडाउनले त यु मस्ट ह्याभ रियलाइज नि त, लकडाउनमा जब तिमी घरभित्र पर्यौ, त्यो केजमा परेको एनिमल जस्तो कस्तो गाह्रो हुँदो रहेछ, कति सफोकेसन हुँदो रहेछ बन्द कोठाभित्र बस्न। थाहा पायौ? मैले त्यही रियलाइज गराउन खोजेको थिएँ। I came not to give you a test. I came so that Mother Earth could have a little rest. I came not to give you a test. तिमीलाई स्वाद चखाउनको लागि मात्रै म आएको होइन, तिमीलाई आफ्नो गल्ती महसुस गराउनु मात्रै मेरो उद्देश्य होइन। त्योभन्दा बाहेक I came so that Mother Earth could have a little rest. ताकि तिम्रा नराम्रा व्यवहारहरू केही समयको लागि पनि बन्द हुन् र मदर अर्थले केही समयको लागि रेस्ट गर्न पाउन् भनेर पनि म यो पृथ्वीमा आएको हो। You claim that you know everything. I just wanted you to know yourself. The earth is not your property alone. It's much as ours as yours. What it is simply a satirical line that human beings take themselves as superior creature in this earth and claim that they know everything in this earth. They are the creator of everything. They are the father of everything. So Corona is saying, I just wanted to know yourself. मैले त चाहेको तिमीले आफूले आफूलाई चिन भन्ने मात्रै चाहेको हो। The earth is not your property alone. This earth is not a property of single person or only the human beings on the earth. It is as much ours as yours. यो त पृथ्वी कुनै एक्लैको प्रपर्टी होइन, मान्छे मात्रैको सम्पत्ति होइन, यो त मेरो भन्दा पनि हाम्रो हो। Every creatures, every miniatures, every what we say, trees, shrubs, herbs, insects, birds, whatever exists in this earth, it is their property. That means it is a common property, so human beings cannot do anything they like thinking that earth is only their property. यो पृथ्वी भनेको त यो पृथ्वीमा भएका चरा, किरा, फट्याङ्ग्रा, रुख, बिरुवा हरेकको लागि हो, मान्छे विशेषको लागि मात्रै, यो मान्छेको सम्पत्ति मात्रै होइन। कहिले पनि तिमी स्वार्थी भएर पृथ्वीलाई मान्छेको सम्पत्तिको रूपमा मात्रै नल्याऊ। Corona is saying, sure, I will depart one day, but remember, there are many others like me. पक्कै पनि एक दिन त म बिदा भएर जान्छु, मेरो समय सकिन्छ, मैले पाठ सिकाइसकेपछि म फर्केर जानुपर्छ। तर म मात्रै होइन, म जस्ता पेन्डेमिकहरू संसारमा अझै धेरै छन्. If you are not careful on time, if you do not take care of the every creatures living in this earth, plants existing in the earth, air, like natural resources on the earth, then you will obviously be victimized by other different kinds of pandemic. They will come too. तिनीहरू पनि आउँछन् हैन. म जस्ता अरू धेरै समस्याहरू पृथ्वीमा छन्. यदि बेलैमा तिमी सचेत भएनौ र सबैलाई माया गरेनौ भने फेरि अरू समस्याले तिमीलाई पक्कै सताउँछ. म गएँ भन्दैमा ढुक्क भएर बस्नु पर्दैन. तिम्रो बानी नसुध्रेसम्म अरू धेरै यस्ता म जस्ता समस्याहरू आउँछन्. If you don't get rid of your inflated ego, हैन, तिमीसँग जुन इगो छ नि, मै हुँ भन्ने भावना, अहम भावना, जबसम्म तिमीले यो भावनालाई छोड्दैनौ, यो पृथ्वीको सबैभन्दा सर्वश्रेष्ठ प्राणी मैले जे गरे पनि हुन्छ भन्ने भावना जबसम्म तिमीमा रहन्छ, you will be back to your cave time that you endured long ago. के भन्छ? जबसम्म तिमीले इगो छोड्दैनौ भने एक दिन तिमी फेरि पहिला जसरी तिम्रा पुर्खाहरू गुफाभित्र बाँच्थे भनेर पढ्छौ नि, एक दिन तिम्रो अवस्था पनि त्यस्तै हुनेछ. You will get back to your past life भनेर लास्टमा चाहिँ a kind of challenge, a kind of threaten दिएर कोरोनाले हामीलाई सजग हुन, कन्सियस हुन, अवेर हुनलाई सल्लाह दिएको छ. I hope you understood something from this interpretation. If you like it, please share it with as many friends as you can. If you find anything difficult or unnecessary here, please suggest me. Your suggestions are always praiseworthy. I always welcome your suggestions, creative suggestions. Thank you very much. See you in next video. Have a good time ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy.